There we go. So, welcome to the session. KX start, but thanks for joining us, ladies, those of you that can. And if you are watching this on replay, I'm going to say this from the beginning. If you have any questions whilst you're watching, just comment on the video on YouTube and I'll come back and answer. I'd much prefer you do this than inbox me because honestly, my inbox gets hammered daily and you'll probably wait days for me to respond. Whereas this will come through to my email and you'll get a quicker response. So please do comment on the video and I'll be able to help. If you do go through the process and need help at any point, these sessions are available every single month. I'm actually doing the next one, can't remember if it's next week or the week after, just because there's that many people interested and can't make this session. But I will be doing them monthly so that everybody can access the support that they need as they go through the process. Whether you use your funding with me or not, you're still going to be able to get support on these sessions. So it's my way of being able to tap into my mission of helping people. Because I actually did have two people say, one person said, what's in it for you? Why would you help people? Well, one, because I'm a nice person. It might be too good to be true, but I am. But also it's really good lead generation for me. So I do get a little bit out of it if people do come and spend their funds with me. But also one of my missions is that I want to do something where I help those with disability get access to funding and work, and there's more to come on that later because I've got another project that's going to be happening. But this is just the start of that, which is so good. It just couldn't be more perfect. And second of all, I've had a comment like it was a scam or something like that can't be right, surely. Well, I've got my own paperwork that I will share to prove that I've got £32,000 to invest in my business. Not in one go, but yeah, it's there. I'm using it. I've already started spending it and getting the support, which is amazing. So I've had those two things. So the best thing to do is come and listen because it's free and you might be able to get some funding for your business. So rather than just tell you about access to work, I've got other ones to share as well. So, just going to mute my next video. Do you have a business idea but no funds to start? Want to boost your business knowledge but don't have access to training and support, or maybe you do have access to training and support and you want to learn more, or you want specific things that you want to learn and get training on and support with to move forward. Or maybe you want a business coach or mentor to guide you to move your business forward, but maybe you don't have the funds available right now to invest in that. Well, if you want all those things, you're in the right place. Or it might be equipment that you need. Are you ready to get access to free money that you can invest in your business? Move forward with the plans that your business has been held back by because of lack of funding. So if it is, you need equipment, you need a business coach, you don't have the business knowledge and skills, and you want to learn them, and you know that's holding back, or maybe it's accountability, then you're going to be able to access those. And you want to work with a business coach or mentor, VA, or support worker to manage your biggest challenges for your business. Just first about recognising what your biggest challenges are. I will say this as you apply. I'll talk you through everything. So why can I help you? I like adding this into my presentations now because people come, but they don't really grasp why I'm the one that can help. You hear dogs fighting and it's really distracting. So I've actually been awarded over £32,000 to invest into my own business. Evidence is there right in front of you. That is my actual award letter for Access to Work grant. But I have had a previous grant from Prince's Trust when I first started my first business. And I have actually also had a family investment of £1,000 as well, which was amazing. I'm so grateful for. It was inheritance, but I always say inheritance while they were alive because they gave it to me and they're still thankfully alive. So grateful. I also have a business enterprise qualification to help you create your business plan and financial forecast. Not only am I qualified, but these are things that I do for my own business and have used. I mean, when I first learned it, I thought, when am I ever going to do a financial forecast? I was literally, this is so stupid. But now I do them every year because it is beneficial to see in the direction that you want your business to go in. And I've spent time researching and applying for grants so that you don't have to. I've done all this. I've done all the legwork. So at least I can save you some time when you go and apply for your grants. And I guess it's not just the research into grants, but it's the nearly 10 years, well, 10 years of community building, but 9 years in business, learning how to generate leads, sell and convert and all those things that come with business. The tech side, even though it does fail on me a lot, tech side, the systems, the organisation, the strategies, all of that I've spent time on that the first 6 years I would have said was a waste of time because I didn't get results, but at least I made the mistakes, learned the lessons so that you guys can save time and you don't have to. So opportunities for funding. Let's get into the stuff that you're here for, the stuff that you want to know. So the first one, I did mention that I've had this myself, is the Prince's Trust Enterprise Fund. It is £175 to £250. Yes, it's not a lot. It's actually gone up since I got it. I got it 6 years ago and I only got £150. And whilst it's not a lot, it does help. And there's a lot of support that actually comes with doing the Prince's Trust Enterprise Programme. That is how I got my enterprise qualification, and it's been a massive game changer for my business. However, it is only available for the young ones aged 16 to 30. So even myself in the next month wouldn't qualify for this anymore. You've got to be a UK resident, studying less than 14 hours per week, unemployed or working less than 16 hours per week. Now, when I got this grant, I was working more than 16 hours in my business, but because I wasn't earning equivalent to 16 hours in my business because I wasn't in profit, my support worker through the Prince's Trust still allowed me to put that through because they use your national insurance code, which shows you're not earning to that level, and so you can still be approved and get that funding. You do have to go through a programme, you do have to go through a panel and present a business plan and things like that for the sake of getting this £150. Well, it's £150 for me, but £175 to £250. So it does seem like a lot of work. However, all of the stuff that they offer you before you even get the money is going to help you move the business forward. It was a godsend for me. And I don't know if they still do it. I'm pretty sure they do, because a lot of it is volunteers. I got access to a free mentor for 3 years. So it could be something you look into and do that. I'd love to do that for free. Just don't have the time to commit to it at the minute while my kids are still young, but maybe in future it could be the mentor I had retired. So I'm thinking it could be my retirement plan to be a Prince's Trust mentor for free. So have a look into that if you are 30 or under, and have a look. If you're not 30 or under, still have a look at the Prince's Trust website because there is resources available on there to help you with your business. There is a business plan that's used very similar to mine, a template, workbook, things like that, loads of different resources. And then we've got the business boost, which is £25,000. That's a bit of a better number. It's a competition every year and it opens on the 15th of June. I've applied for this one. Not for this business though. I've applied for, I don't want to give too much away, but a charity that I am going to be launching in relation to what I'm talking about today. There's a charity that I want to launch, so I thought what better way than aiming to get £25,000 of funding to start it off. So your turnover must be below £500,000 per year, and you can apply at simplebusiness.co.uk/business-boost. So have a look at that one. Applications close, I believe. Can't remember if it's end of August, so it might have closed, or September, but it's every year. So if you want to do that one, you need to get in quick because it might be closing. We're on 30th today, aren't we? It might be closing tomorrow. Have a little look. So that's £25,000. When you apply for that one, you do have to tell them why you want it, what you do with the money. Obviously, the better the story, the more chances you're gonna win. It tells you case studies of people that have won and how they've spent the money, which is why I went for the charity option because it's a better story than my business coaching. And then you can search for grants as well. So you can get access to a vast majority of grants on the government website with government funded grants online at gov.co.uk/business finance support. There it's like, for me, it looks like a bit like a job searching website. So it has like a filter system. So when you search for a job, you might look for part-time and you might select certain hours, you might select certain pay or skills and things like that. You can do exactly the same on this government finance website. Basically, it lets you filter through grants for certain things. loans, grants, all sorts. I'm not going to talk about loans because I don't want anyone to be taking out loans and getting in debt. But grants in particular, you can filter those and have a look. So it's worth checking in regularly. I would actually set a time in your diary and once a month to go and have a look and see what grants are available on there to get funding for your business, because the more you check, the more chance something's going to come up that you can access. To definitely go and have a look. I did have a look last week, didn't see anything that particularly appealed to me, but you never know, I might look this week and something may come up. So then access to work, the one that got me the big money, the one that you're all here for. Now this is going to be the boring talk, all about everything about it. And this information is available on the government website. But the issue is people come and read it. They don't believe they qualify and they're eligible. They don't apply because they don't really know how to answer the questions, or they do apply, this was me, and they don't get through. I applied about 2 years ago, never heard back. I applied in January, never heard back. I applied in March, got it in June, got the funds, and I'm now spending, I've got the funds this month and started spending them. And it's allowed me to pay for my mentor on a one-to-one basis at £504 a month, and it's allowed me to pay for a VA at £336 a month, I think it is. So I have over £800 to spend every single month. And that is why it's really, really important that you're here to go and apply in a way that you can get it. So access to work is support if you have a disability or health condition, emphasis on health condition, because people hear the word disability and instantly think, I'm not disabled, I don't qualify. But you might do, so keep listening. It can help you get or stay in work if you have a physical or mental health condition or disability, and the support can get you, what it can get you depends on your needs. So for access to work, you can apply for a grant to help pay for practical support with managing your mental health, and money to pay for communication support at job interviews. So it does apply to people that are employed as well and self-employed. If you are both, then try when you're filling your application in, give it towards your self-employment if you want to use the money for your business, unless you do want to use it for your job, because they are more likely to go for your employment than your self-employment, because it's the government, and let's face it, they want money back. They're not going to ask for money back, but they want you to be paying tax at the end of it. So you're more likely to pay more tax if you're employed versus self-employed. And they get the national insurance and everything like that. So they want more money out of it, so they will push you to your work one. It could also give you access to pay for things like BSL interpreters, lip speakers or note takers. Obviously, this is for people that are hearing or visually impaired. It can be adaptations to your vehicle so that you can get to work. So like, for example, my husband couldn't drive a normal vehicle. So if he did want to start working, he could probably get this funding to adapt his vehicle so that he can get to work. Taxi fare to work, or a support worker if he cannot use public transport. Again, this one might apply to my husband because he really, really struggles with public transport. It will get you access to a support worker or job coach to help you in your workplace. This is someone like me, so I'm considered a support worker as a business coach and mentor. So it doesn't have to be that I coach and mentor you. It could be that we sit and do the work together, because I know, especially a lot of neurodiverse people, that's what they need. It can include working from home, if you work from home, part of the time or all of the time, and it doesn't matter how much you earn. So also people have not applied because they think, well, I earn too much, so I can't do it. But if you get the grant, it will not affect any other benefits, and it will not, and you won't have to pay it back. So just remember that. People think it's too good to be true. I think when I heard of it, I did as well, and I completely get it, because when you see a big number like £32,000 plus, it does seem good to be true unless you see the evidence, which is why I include my reward letter. You or your employer may need to pay some costs up front and claim them back later. So this might mean that you get the thing that you need support with, and then you pay it back later. If you don't have the funds right now, you can get a pro forma invoice where they draw up an invoice, you put the invoice through, you get the money, and then you pay for the thing. So I've done it both ways. So my business mentor, she started working with me straight away, and we've had 3 sessions. No, we haven't. We've had 4 sessions, which is the £500 and odd, but she's only been paid once, and we've already started the second month. So she should be getting paid, but it's catching up. So she started straight away. So I kind of in debt with her, but the money's coming in and I pay her. So I get access and then pay her. Whereas my VA, we weren't ready. So she draws up the invoice, I submit the invoice, get the money and pay her, but I've not actually accessed the support yet. I've started banking the hours. So come next week, I'm going to book a meeting in with her and we're going to start getting the hours in so she can start work for me. So I've banked the hours, I've paid her first and then get access. So you can do it both ways, but it does depend on the support that you get, where you're getting it from. So think about equipment, it might be a little bit more challenging. If it's someone who's a small business, it's a little bit easier, like me, for example, as a business coach or a VA. But please be aware that some support workers, some business coaches, some VAs might again think it's too good to be true, lack the trust in it, and might not actually want to do it. So just be mindful of that. You can get support to manage your mental health at work, which might include a tailored plan to help you get or stay in work, and a one-to-one session with a mental health professional. So my coaching and mentoring helps with this as well. It helps with my mindset, helps with business stuff. It's really, really good for that. So what we need to do to get access to any support at all is to check that you're eligible, which we're going to go through, and apply online, which I'll talk you through as well. The eligibility. As part of access to work, you may be eligible for a grant to help you pay for practical support or support with managing your mental health at work. And for these types of support, you must have a physical condition or a mental health condition. So things like anxiety and depression. I will share with you exactly what I put on my form to get my claim. And I don't publicly share this just because it's my own insecurity, but I will share it with you guys here because I know you're here to get the funding, so I don't mind sharing it. Or a disability that means you need support to do your job or get to and from work. You must be 16 or over, be in paid work. So this is employed or self-employed, or about to start or return to work. So if you've not started your business yet, but you are about to start, you can still apply. My sister-in-law applied the other day. I helped her fill it in, and she's just starting out. And you must live and work in England, Scotland, or Wales, because there's a different system in Northern Ireland. So we're going to, sorry, Northern Ireland, but we're going to ignore you guys. I'm going to focus on England, Scotland, and Wales because it's a system that I know about. And you must have a disability, illness, or health conditions that means you need to support doing your job. So this can mean a physical disability that affects the way you work. So obviously, if you're hard of hearing, what's it called? You know what I mean, like visual impairment, that's it, or use a wheelchair. A learning disability or related condition. So this says, for example, Down syndrome, but other learning conditions probably could be considered as well. I know a lot of people are impacted by dyslexia, dyspraxia, other things like that. It might be a developmental condition like autism spectrum disorder, learning difficulties or differences like ADHD, it does say dyslexia there as well, an illness such as diabetes or epilepsy, a temporary condition like a broken leg, mental health condition like I mentioned, anxiety or depression, and you don't need to be diagnosed. You can self-diagnose with this condition to apply. So they never ask for proof. I was never asked for proof. I just had an interview and was asked how this affects my work. So I will tell you how I became eligible and how I got the funding this time versus the last two times. The last two times, the first time, I can't remember what I put, but the second time, I put more about my husband. So I was talking about him, whereas he does fit most of this list. He has a physical disability, he has a learning disability, he's been referred for a developmental condition, autism and ADHD, he has dyslexia, he has diabetes, and he's got, not a broken leg, but he's got leg disability as well, and anxiety and depression. So he actually fits that full list, but because I talked about him, I didn't get it. If his name was on it, I'd have got it. It needs to be about you, so I had to make it about me. So what I did this time was I filled it in, and the first few questions when you fill it in, it's really, really simple. To make sure that you're eligible, you need to give as much detail as possible. So answer the questions. Does it affect your work? Yes. Explain what your condition is, and then say yes to how it affects your work and how it affects it. These two boxes are the most important for you to get your grant. And I put in that so when it says what's your condition, I put in mental health, anxiety and depression, and that I take tablets for this. And then I put suspected ADHD. And then in the bit that says, does this affect your work? I put yes. And I put that because of it, I lack focus, which is true. I don't know if anyone's noticed my journey over the past 2.5 years as a business coach. I've been up and down doing all sorts of different things, but I'm managing it now, and it's because I have made the mistakes, but also got support. So lack of focus because of it, not able to manage finances very well. So I'm being very honest in saying this. And it asks if you do anything currently to support these conditions and issues that you have, and tick yes and put in what you're currently doing to support. So I put that I am on medication for anxiety and depression. And I put that I do lots of mindfulness work and mindset work on myself, and that I am looking for a business coach and mentor because I believe that will help me get support that I need to get focused, to stay on top of things within the business. So that is that's all I put, and that's how I got it. And then you have a phone call, and I'll talk about the phone call in a second. Just a bit more on eligibility. You don't need to have a paid job. A paid job can be, you do need a paid job. Like I say, self-employment, employment, apprenticeship, work trial or work experience, internship or work placement, but you can't get it for voluntary work. And you can get support from Access to Work, however much you earn or having savings. So it's not about your income at all, or not about whether you're on benefits, which was amazing for me to see because I never qualify for everything. You know, the free school meals, the vouchers that all the other parents in my area were getting those when I had my children, and I never got them. It was really annoying, but it is what it is. And at the same time as most benefits, so as long as you work more than 1 hour a week, you can get it. So funding, let's talk about how to actually access it and how the process works. So you apply here online, www.gov.co.uk/access to work/apply. If you literally Google access to work, go onto the government link and you can read through everything that I've shared with you today. But the only disadvantage is it doesn't tell you the stories and the experience from someone like me who's been through the process, which I always find beneficial because you can get a lot more than just what that web page tells you. So go and apply. That's the first step, applying. The second step is basically it takes 12 to 14 weeks for your phone interview to come through. So I applied in March and I got my phone interview. You only get the phone interview if you get accepted. And I heard back in June. I got the phone interview and I found out on that call what I got access to. And they will send out a reward letter in the post. That was my letter that said I got 32,000, was it 32,850, something like that, of funding. So you get that letter in the post and it gives you a rate. So it'll be an hourly rate and so many hours per week. And this is where it gets confusing for a lot of people because instantly they go, well, how am I going to find support at that price per week? So my advice to you would be once you get to that stage, come and join the next session to ask questions and I can support you with it. Basically, the way you do it is the invoice is created for the support that you're accessing to match the funding that you get. So I do 2 sessions a month, 1-to-1 with my business mentor and coach, and that's £504. And she invoices me for that amount, but on the invoice we put support over so many hours that fits that what I've qualified for on my award letter. So it's just about working that out. And I do the same for my VA, because my VA basically she charges £28 an hour, but my award is £21 an hour. So it's obviously I've been awarded just under what she charges, and rather than have to do the work for £21 an hour, we just change the invoice. So she still gets paid, I still get the service. And because I've got over £800 a month, we can do that quite easily. Might sound quite confusing, but honestly, don't worry about it until you get to that stage and come and get support from someone who knows about it like I do. If you have a turnover, so not profit, just money coming in of 6,500 or more in the tax year, you'll get access straight away. So for me, I had to send my tax return, got it like that. The award letter came straight through and I've been able to access the funding. But if you don't earn that, which again is what puts people off, they instantly think, oh, I've just started out, or I've not made any money yet, and I need this to make the money. They panic. But you can submit a business plan and a financial forecast. Now, I have had someone say to me, well, I can't be asked doing a business plan and a financial forecast. And honestly, get asked to do it. If you're thinking that, then why are you here? And I am going to be blunt about it, because if you get asked to do it, then you're going to get those funds. So honestly, put the time in. Plus, because you apply and then you have 12 weeks at least, you've got 12 weeks to figure out how to do the business plan and financial forecast. Plus, I give you the templates for free, so you're not on your own. You're going to have the support to do it. So do put the work in, because it's going to be so worth it if you've got that funding coming in that you can spend on your business. It really is a bugbear of mine when people don't help themselves move forward. And I see it a lot. I see it more than you realise, and I'm starting to call it out now in what I do, because if people had not called it out for me, then I wouldn't have changed my behaviour. I wouldn't have changed the actions that I take in my own business to enable me to move forward. Once you've submitted your plan or got your reward, you can send your application form for funding claims. So basically, when they tell you what support you get and you get the grant, you have an application form. So you fill in like your bank details, name, address, all your personal details, and you send that off. And then you also send in details of the support that you're accessing. You need to find your support or equipment. So whatever it is that you want to spend the funding on, you need to go and find that. I do believe that they sometimes find it for you, but in my experience, I was told to go and find it, which did make me panic a bit, because I did want to spend it on my coach and mentor that I've got now. And I was like, oh, how can I do this? So I spoke to her and she said, oh, you can. And we worked it out. So basically, go find that person, get the invoices, submit those, and then you'll get awarded the funds to pay for your support. So like I said earlier, we have our sessions, she invoices me, I submit them, get the money, and I pay her. But with my VA, I get the money first, and then pay her. And then once you've got the funding, you can start spending it, which is the stage that I am at now, and enjoy seeing your business move forward, just like you deserve it to. So business planning templates, because probably a high percentage of people that are applying and that are in my audience haven't earned £6,500, they're probably going to need to do a business planning and forecasting document to apply for the grant. So to help with this and save you time, I've got available a business plan template and financial forecast document that you can fill in to submit to your grant application, and these are free. So if you want these, scan the QR code. I will share the link in the video, and for those of you that are live with us, I'll share it in the chat. So if you can't scan the QR, you might be on your phone, I'll share it in there for you, don't worry. So you can access these completely free. You just need to, when you access it, you just need to copy the document. So it'll come up as a business plan. And then right at the bottom, it's got, on the last page, it's got the button to access the financial forecast document. So work through these and fill them in. Now, I know that if you are neurodiverse, it's going to be a challenge to fill those in. I get it. We don't like forms. It can be overwhelming. We don't know what to write. And not going to lie, some of the terminology in business, enterprise and planning can be confusing. So I wanted to help with this, but I wanted to do it at a low cost, because this is resources that I've had for years, that I've researched, learned, and things like that. So I've decided to include the templates, but also for each template, so you've got the business plan and the forecast, I've done a guide. So because people learn in different ways, so I've got a guide, which is the template, but I've written over the template that explains every step of the business plan and how to fill it in. So for example, if you don't know what to write for your elevator pitch, you don't know what to write for your competitor analysis and research, your SWOT analysis, I explain all of that. I've got the business plan and I've noted on the guide. It's not available right now because I was ill this week, so I've not been able to record the videos, but there will be for anyone that purchases videos alongside this as well, where I talk you through each step of the business plan and the financial forecast template. So for £5, you get the guide and the video that's going to help you actually fill it in. So if anyone wants this, they can buy it right now at queenofbusinessorganisation.co.uk/business funding. So on this link, you can book on the next session we have where you can ask questions. You can buy this funding support pack for £5 for one-off fee, and you get instant access to the template guide video once it's available. And there is also some information on there about my upcoming projects around access to work and disability and funding. So if you do want to know, go and have a little nosy. It's amazing. I'm so proud of this idea. And it's a passion project of mine as well. You'll see when you go read that. So that is available. But like I say, it's not complete because I was ill. So if you do want it and you do go purchase, I will see it and I will get in touch and make sure you've got everything included in that pack. So how can I help with access to work? I had a lady message yesterday and say, Danny, what time's your call? And do you accept it? And I do. I accept access to work as well. So you can work with me as your business coach and mentor and have it funded. And so that means you don't pay a penny. Access to work will cover it. And these are the 3 options that I offer. There's actually more than 3. So you've got one-to-one support. This is either ad hoc one-to-ones, so you take me when you need me. I currently do a strategy session for £147, or you can sign up for continuous one-to-one. So this could be weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, how often you need. And when you are a one-to-one continuous client, you get free access to my Accountability Queens collective membership. And you also get inbox support, so you can inbox and email me all the time. You get a Dropbox folder where you can drop your content, sales pages, social media plans, anything in your business, documents, anything in that box every single week, and I will audit them for you. So I will send you back a document that goes through and talks and audits them for you. So as a one-to-one client, you get all of that, which is amazing. It's honestly, you get the most out of me as a one-to-one client, and it is the highest price. But actually, it's a lot more affordable for the next 3 clients that come in. But whether you access one-to-one mastermind or group coaching, you're probably still going to have, because of the payment plans I offer, you're still going to have some funding left. So depending on what you get and you qualify for, you might have funds left to get a VA or additional help, or you could just do more sessions with me. It's completely up to you. So for me, like for example, I've got my one-to-one coaching, but then I also have money left for my VA. That's just a good example. And then I've got the mastermind. My sustainable sales mastermind is the best way to work with me. It is a 6-month mastermind. However, if you're not making consistent sales by the end of it, then I will extend it for no extra cost for you. This is the new term that I've put in, because we are focusing on consistent sales for your business. That is the focus. And because of this, I've built it in a way that is the ultimate package that I wish I had when I started. So what you get is monthly planning sessions where you do the strategy for your business, monthly content sessions, and then you get so it's 2 calls a week, but you also get accountability sessions. You get connection calls every 3 months so that you can connect with the ladies on the mastermind, network, get to know them and collaborate with them, which is so powerful. And you get then more coaching sessions. You get one-to-one sessions. You get a mindset coach. So Gemma Holden is our mindset coach. You get a copywriting coach, which is Fiona Green. Those are both accessible on sessions once every 3 months. Also in the Facebook group to audit and look over any mindset challenges you're having or copy that you want auditing. So you get loads in that. It is the ultimate. You also get all my trainings in there as well. So you get loads, absolutely loads in the mastermind, whilst being in a group of people that are working on the same thing, sustainable sales. And then group coaching. So group coaching is a little bit different. This only opens up once every year. So it opens in October, and it is something I'm going to be launching in October this year. And it's going to be called, so you heard it here first, Finding Foundations. And the reason it's once every year is because we actually start in January. So I open the doors in October, but we start in January, and you've got me for the full year, full 12 months. The reason I do that is because it takes time to start a business. You might have been in business a while and you might not have got to where you wanted to be, or you're not got to your goals. So we go right back to the beginning. We start with the business basics, we build up the foundations, and then we scale beyond that. It's based on a previous group program that I launched when I first started as a business mentor and coach, and it's my most successful one. And it was a 12-week program, but I've expanded on it because my knowledge has increased since. The way I can work, the way I can support people has increased, and my availability. So basically, we do all of that in a group, and I've taken my previous most successful program and I've revamped it and extended it, so there's more in there. But you get me every month on a call, and you get a support group, you get a full access to all my trainings. It's amazing, and it's a lower price than the other ways to work with me as well. So that is coming up. So these are 3 ways that you can work with me with your access to work funds. I do also have my membership, but that is more focused on accountability. There is trainings in there, but it's more accountability and co-working. So that is an option as well. That's only £25 a month, and it's the cheapest way to work with me, if I'm completely honest. So if you do want to discuss any of working with any of those, you can have a call with me for 15 minutes, completely free, and discover your best opportunity to work with me. So if you're applying for access to work and you know you want a business coach and mentor, then I'm here. I can guide you through it. We can talk about the opportunity that's best for you based on the grant that you get and how you can spend the funds elsewhere as well. So, for example, like I say, I have my coach and mentor, and then the rest of the funds I use for a VA. So you can do that with me. So this is the bit you're here for. Have you got any questions? I'm going to stop sharing because I can see that there's some comments in the chat box. What if you've never done one? So do you still need to do one if you've done more than 6? No, so if you've done over 6,500, you won't need to do I accidentally muted myself then. You won't need to do a business plan or financial forecast. You'll just get straight through. So you do have to submit your tax return if you've done it though. If not, you'll probably just have to submit your bookkeeping sheet. So I submitted my tax return, and that was enough. Because I do mine. I'm in a business organisation, so I do mine straight away. So I just submitted it, and it went straight through. Do they have any control over your business choices once accepted, and are there things expected to see? No, nobody asks for anything. When you do apply though, basically, obviously, if you're submitting the invoices, so if it's for something, like a business retreat, then they're obviously thinking, well, how it does help you. But they might think, well, why is she submitting this? So they might throw that out and not pay you for it. So you do have to be mindful of what you're submitting, what invoices you're submitting with the funding. But when you get the application, you sign a form that states that this is all correct to the best of your knowledge. The usual thing that DWP has at the end of their form. If anyone's ever done DLA or PIP forms, it's on them. And you just sign that and agree that basically it's all correct, and that if you mislead them in any way, then you will have it revoked. But if you're not cheating the system, you're okay. So they do sign that, but then they don't ask for anything. The only thing they might call for, so I had a phone call because I put 2 different bank details on, so it held mine up. So she rang and she's like, what have you done here? Oh, sorry. And we fixed it straight away. And actually she paid the funds out the same day. So they are really, really good and really helpful. Alison, you've got a question.
Yeah, I did an application and I got a phone call, but I couldn't think of what I would need to ask for. So she emailed me saying, did I still need the help? And I didn't actually know what to put down. So this has given me quite a few things to think about, because one of my main issues is, like you, lack of focus, don't know, like really struggling with being not productive, but, not really sure of, like, some days I have good days, some days I have bad days. And now I can't use my left side. Obviously that was a big thing at the time. I was in quite a lot of pain. Yeah. So it's given me, because I thought it was just physical things that you asked for. I didn't realise that you could ask for, that sort of help. So do you reckon I should just email her now and just say, look, at the time I wasn't ready?
Yeah, it's worth a shot. Just say that you weren't really sure. because this is the challenge. Like, they ask you these questions and it can throw you off and you don't really know how to answer them or what to, like, people always say to me, what did you ask for? And I just told them I knew what I wanted. So I'd say it's really important to be clear on what you want when you do apply. But yeah, definitely follow up, email and say, look, I thought about it. This is kind of what I want. But one thing that might be worth knowing is, because you struggle with like your left side, and obviously you have physical disabilities as well as mental health.
Yeah.
It's worth knowing that you can actually get someone to come in and do work alongside you. So it might be someone that you either on Zoom, virtually, or actually comes into your home and sits with you and does it with you. So that can be quite helpful. So you can get access to things like that, which is amazing for when you do struggle. Because obviously we all have different needs and preferences. Like for me, I don't physically struggle. I do when it's my energy and my health, but that's my own self-sabotage. But that's the mindset that needs to come into it, innit? Which is why I need the mentor and coaching. I think a lot of us are the same, and I do think a lot of us probably would qualify. The statistic is that only 1% of people access this support and the funds, versus like the other 99% that could access it. There's that many people that qualify.
Yeah, I was wondering because, like, so yeah, I kind of like, one of my things was recording videos, because some days I wasn't able to get kind of out of bed, get my hair washed and look after myself enough to be able to record my videos, as daft as it sounds. And that was holding me back quite a lot. So yeah, I think I'm definitely going to have a go back and think on it. So yeah, it's given me a lot to think about.
Yeah, good. I'm glad it's been helpful. What do you do? So I'm not a VA, I'm a business coach and mentor. But if you do want someone to do the work for you, I can pass you on. There's 2 VAs I know. One is my VA and one's a good friend of mine, and they both do different areas and they have different areas of expertise, so they can help with one does website builds, sales pages, shop builds. The other one does things like lead generation, content, all the little jobs in your business that maybe you struggle with doing. Content's usually a big one for a lot of people, and they can kind of take that off your workload. So there's all sorts of jobs a VA can do. But yeah, I'm not a VA. I do the business coaching and mentoring. I could come on a session with you though and help you. So I've done this for clients in the past, like the tech stuff seems to hold a lot of my clients back, where we get on a call and we might build an email system together. So we share screens and we actually do it together. There was once where I was able to meet my client in person and sit side by side, and she had a laptop and I was like, do this, do that, which was amazing because it's easier when it's right in front of you. So if you're in person, I'm up for that as well. I'd love to work in person. Yeah, I can't help you in terms of that aspect, but for me, it's not about doing the work for you, because I am a business coach and mentor, but I will do it alongside you, because the idea is you're able to then go off and do it on your own. That's my job. So yeah, any other questions? Oh, we stayed within time. I'm proud.
Don't know where to put that hand
Kim?
thing on there to say. Wanted to ask a question. Have you known anybody get it done quicker than 12 weeks? If you're ready to get started and get on, 12 weeks is a long time, isn't it, to wait for a yes or a no?
Yeah, no, unfortunately. So like when you apply, I think it actually does say, but no, I've not known anyone do it faster. Once you're through though and you have your interview, it's supposed to take 8 weeks, to get the money. But there's actually an online portal now, which is what I'm using. So my first one that I processed, I did it through paper, where you have to print it off, fill it in, get the signature, send it off in the post, which obviously costs you ink, paper, time to go to post office, and then postage. And then they brought out an online portal, so I was like, ooh, saves me money and time, I'm in. So I gave it a go, and it's really, really good. So I do it on there, and it's actually quicker as well. So it takes about 2 weeks on there. Mine took longer just because I did the different bank details. But if you do it right, unlike me, then it goes straight through. So like you start seeing the money within 2 weeks, which is amazing. And because it's quicker, then every time you put an invoice, it will literally come through quite quick. So that's quite handy. So rather than waiting 12 weeks to get the grant and then 8 weeks to get the funds, it can be cut down to about 14 weeks. But yeah, unfortunately, that first stage, it's not just because they've got obviously a lot of applications, processing it, going through it all, arranging the calls and things like that.
The other thing I was going to ask was, you said you'd applied twice and just didn't hear anything back. Do you not chase up them applications, or is it just a matter of keep applying until you're accepted?
Yeah, I would say apply until you're accepted, just because when you do submit, there wasn't. If you sign up online, you might, and you do it through their portal, you might actually be able to track the progress. But when I did it, there was no tracking, so I'm not even sure if it does. So it just went in and there was no contact information. So I just went back in again and did it again. Yeah, so Alison, same as me, heard back on the third time. So they call you first and no tracking. So when you fill it in, it asks how you prefer to be contacted. So I ticked email, so they actually emailed me and asked for my phone number, and then they called me. But if you tick call, they'll probably just phone you, so that'll be quicker in itself. The only reason I did that is because I'm terrible for answering the phone. It's always muted. So family go mental at me. But if you want me, ring my husband. If it's that important, ring the husband because I'm working.
Yeah.
So I just try. So I've just done it with my sister-in-law, and we filled it in for her the other day, and I said to her, wait 3 months. If you don't hear anything, we'll sit here and do it again. And we'll just tweak it each time, because she definitely qualifies, because she's on that list of eligibility. So we just do it again. It's just about what you put in, like the wording and stuff, to get the funds, basically.
Right. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? You're welcome. I feel like I've talked a lot. I'm so much sip of water.
Can you just tell me to put that hand up that Alison's got?
So yeah, definitely.
Yellow thing.
I think there's a button somewhere.
It's on
I'm going to do it for my page because she's autistic and EDS and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, the hand raising thing. If you click on reactions, the bit at the top is hand raiser.
Reactions.
Have you not got I'm on my phone, so
Oh,
it might be different. But reactions. If you click on reactions, you can put your thumb up, your love heart, but at the top it says raise hand.
Oh God, you learn something new every day, don't you?
I'm playing around with it.
There we go. Oh, yeah.
There
Thank you. Thank you, Alison.
You're welcome.
How do you turn it off, though?
It says raise hand, lower hand. The reaction.
Can't turn it off now.
Can't. No.
Ah, there we are. Yeah. We all learnt something new. Thanks, Alison. Anyone else got any questions, or are you going to go and fill in the application? Well, Alison, you've already done that stage. You can go follow up, which is amazing. I'm sure, when you get the grant as well, my email said that I had, I think, 13 weeks to get back to them. So even when you've got funding and you've got your award, I think you've got about 13 weeks to get back to them, to do your business plan, find your support worker or whoever you want to invest in or what you want to invest in. You've got time to go find it, which is really good.
I'm going to buy your £5 thing because I haven't got a bleeding clue how to do a business plan, if I'm honest. I mean, I did business and finance at college when I left school, but that was back with the dinosaurs.
This is the thing, though, that irritates me the most, is that it's for people that have got disabilities or mental health conditions or those that are neurodiverse find it a struggle to fill in forms, to deal with spreadsheets and deal with these things unless someone sits with them and explains. So I've had a client that's ADHD and going through diagnosis at the minute, and when we've done one-to-one sessions, she went for one-to-one because generic courses just don't work. She did do mastermind in the group sessions, but generic courses don't work for her. So she needed that one-to-one support where I sat and did everything with her, which really helped. And it's irritating because they don't have someone explaining this stuff. They just say, go do a business plan. But if you've never done a business plan and you're not taught to do one, then how can you know to do one? Yeah, we can Google it, but then, like I say, every step, that is why I've created the guide, because you hit with filling your elevator pitch and you do your customer research and blah, blah, blah. And it's just well, where do I start with all of this? So you'd end up having to sit and Google every single word to gain an understanding, and it would take so long, which is why I created the guides. And it is really irritating. I believe we should be taught this stuff in school. We should be taught not just how to do a CV, but how to do a business plan, how to manage our finances, because the impacts that would have on children leaving school would be a lot better. But then I guess a lot of people won't get into debt, and there's obviously money in debt. And yeah. Yes. So any questions before we finish up? No. Thanks for joining me, ladies. And if you've watched on replay, pop your questions in the comments. And you're welcome. Thanks for joining me this morning, quite earlier than I do any sessions. I've never done one so early. Thank you so much, and have a good day. Bye.
Thanks, Nelly. Very